And then all looking straight at me.
Smiling.
And smiling and looking very happy.
Yeah, happy.
And like that. And if you don't mind, actually, I'll do one with that.
It's hard to know.
Especially,
It's really not particularly simple.
We've got us all in.
Yeah, you're all in the shot, don't you worry. And,
Smile mode.
and looking very happy again.
Yeah.
And keep very still for this one. It's a bit of a slow speed.
Smell.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I better just make sure I've got everyone's names who's in that shot, and then that's
Yes, I'll write it down. I'll write it down.
I got
We've that's all the space we
No, because
have.
I wasn't in the museum. Who would that be? That must have been Chris.
We just have to, what was it? The headmistress said because of the downpour. So that's understandable. And so we can start. What we're going to do is do the introduction, blah, 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 have a break for you to view. That's how the proceedings are. So you'll have to sit down again.
Of course, Olive.
Yes. The weather has put us, in a difficult position. So, yeah, that's how we'll have to do. They're in the cupboard behind the Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming. It gives me great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to everyone. In fact, not everyone is here. And the school, when I just rang them, said it's because of the downpour. The children were just coming out and then it started to pour down. And in fact, I can give you another example. I went to choir at Brooks University yesterday, and the downpour surprised a lot of the new undergraduates. They said, oh my God, a lot of us has turned up in this downpour. I said, yes, that's what you call real dedication to singing, you see. But the thing is, it's really hard for small children, and so on and so. Because Robert Evans, the director of ACAN, was also hoping to come today. And he told me last night, and so he's not here yet. But I welcome everybody if they're late, even they can just walk in. Now, what has to happen is you must know that the toilet facilities are in the foyer and they're quite visible for those of us who are not familiar. And then if the fire alarm goes out, and let's say God bless us that it doesn't, because I'm not going to pick up that harp. It's going to go out of tune, not because I'm going to play it, but because it's a bit heavy and expensive. And so we'd have to assembly in the car park. Now, there's a book of remembrance which I've still yet to unpack, and that is for anybody who wants to take our contact number, like myself and my assistant Junie, for any items. They're not for sale, nothing is for sale today, but if you want anything like literature, handouts, extras, we can get that to you. There's more to say. Yes, the leader of Oxfordshire County Council, Councillor Keith Mitchell, sent his apology, and he's working outside of Oxford, otherwise he would be here. And other well-wishers from my division of Littlemore and other councillors who are working and can't be here. So what I would like you to do is pick up any leaflet you see here and help yourself generously to them. Now, please relax. This is a celebration. Let us enjoy ourselves. There will be a break, and then the video will be the last thing we're going to see. Those who want to view upstairs are welcome to see the members' suite. I believe Black History Celebration is very important because it brings people together. It is hopefully a way of bringing awareness of racial harmony. For many years, I have wanted to see more racial harmony of the kind existing in my birthplace in Jamaica. The outcome of this exhibition celebration is for all of us going away, learning something to be valued, no matter how small, and feeling good to have this experience. And you can see all we've got here. I like all forms of history ever since I could read. There have been much dramatic social changes, and black people are involved all along the way. Since 1989, I became a supporter of Black History Annual Celebration, reciting my poems and singing on radio and television channel 6. I have learned a lot more about Black history, and white people's history forms part of this scenario. Thanks to our libraries for adding knowledge. My parents encouraged me, since I came to England, to use the libraries. And how did that come about? Both my parents worked. I was at college, and my father would leave home at 6 a.m. He got home before my mother, and the plan for me was to sit in the library and wait for my father to collect me. Now, what do you think I did? I would read. And that experience conditioned me to study privately and to enjoy reading in the library. And so over the years, well, I was a student at university not so long ago, so I, continued to read. For this exhibition, I focused on contributions to progress. I started nursing age 17 and only heard about Florence Nightingale, the lady with the lamp. Well, of course, at that age, it is reasonable to say that's about all I would hear about. Florence Nightingale, good example, the lady with the lamp. But more recently, I'm reading about Nurse Mary Seacole. And as a member of the Royal College of Nursing, this is Mary Seacole's photo, and they're honoring her. Mary Seacole is the greatest black Briton. Crimean War veteran nurse tops the poll. So it's very nice for me to have lived all these years in nursing and only just reading about Mary Seacole. So it just goes to show we have to continue living to learn some things. There's no end to learning. Now, over the years, in my reading, I believe, and we all have a definition in what we believe, and I respect everyone's. We have not been hearing a lot about black people's progress. They've been overlooked in many ways. And so, to celebrate what we're learning, what I've learned since 1989 up to the present time, I think is really worthwhile. So, what do I say they did? What did black people do? Why am I celebrating them? Well, in my opinion, slaves, when you say you work like a slave, you need to sweat to feel what these slaves are doing, sweat pouring down. And I've actually said it many times. I say it here in County Hall, I'm working like a slave. But you know what the definition means, real grafting. What did they do? Why am I proud of my ancestors? And you see me dressed like this. This is my Scottish clan, the Mackintosh clan. This is a Campbell clan, because in my family, I'm made up of Scottish Highlanders, the Mackintosh, the Campbell, and also the Stuarts, who are my cousins, and the African is in my blood. So I'm proud of my ancestors, which I'm sure we should all grow up and learn to be proud of our ancestors. What did they do? They were house builders, cooks, dietitians, nursing mothers, artists, hygienists, linguists, road builders, agriculturalists, providing goods for trade. They did all this, and yet hardly mentioned. So it is our duty, all of our duty, black and white people, to remember these people, to celebrate, and remember what they've been through. And we're still using the word, working like a slave. So we all know what it means, you see. This celebration is appropriate to recall past happenings and how best we can plan for future peace and prosperity for all. I wish we had an African Caribbean Center. You see this exhibition, which we have unpacked, they're very heavy. The harp is heavy for me to lift out of my house, and so is a keyboard. And they represent part of Black history. My grandmother used to sing and say, children will go to heaven where the harp is played. My parents are music teachers. They learned me the piano. I played the piano, the organ. And so I am not too happy that we have to unpack again before 4:30. We need a center. And I hope as friends of Black people, and Black and white people, because we're not far apart. Black and white people are entwined together. I'm actually a product of Scottish and African. And we need a center. This would have been there the whole month, you see? And I think these are good exhibitions. This is a good exhibition. There's nothing undermined about this. You know, this is top class. So bear that in mind as you go about and you hear us urging people to support us and to be friends so that we can get a center before too long. Now, I look again at the countries who are involved. Britain, Great Britain, key involvement because of the empire, the Commonwealth, and the slave trade. Slavery started in my book that I read from about 1562 to 1834. Oliver Cromwell formed the West Indian Empire in 1653. And I've got further readings that you can pick up, several books to read all that I've said. So I hope this afternoon, thank you for coming really in this weather, but we know the weather is going to be like this, you know, with global warming and so on. So thank you for coming, and as you look around, if you want explanation, we're here to help you, because my assistant Junie knows all about this game and most of the food, the worry and most of the food. And a young man called Tom was gracious enough, he lived in Africa for about 8 years, and he brought us some excellent pieces, you know, to show from Africa. So there's refreshments there, and I'll give you the opportunity now to walk around and see what we have. And yes, I mustn't forget Pitts River. Pitts River is not on the program because I went to press early before I realized they were coming, otherwise they'd be on this flyer. We thank Pitts River for coming with their African collection, and I'm most grateful. I might have to come back to you again next year. So enjoy yourselves and tell your friends what you saw today. And then after the walkabout, we'll watch the video. Enjoy. And we've got pens here, if anybody wants to write anything down. Oh yes, yes, we went to Philippines. Yes, yes.
When have you been out there?
Yes. Oh yes. What time is it? Oh, it's good. That's why I said I work like a slave.
You don't play the harp?
I'm learning the harp.
What we tend to do is
it's beautiful. I'm learning it. Yes, it's absolutely. It'd be nice to have a video with this. I'm demonstrating because you've got to hold it, tilt it back, you know, to
Is it filming you?
Yeah, and you've got no, it's second hand, and it's very expensive. Like if it was new, it'd be thousands of pounds. But I love the sound.
Oh, I do.
It's probably out of tune.
It's a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah,
Maybe
the
just
tragic. Yes. But I think and these are all my books.
Oh, right.
This is from Mars.
I don't know if you saw, there was something I think was on Newsnight last night about
No, I didn't watch it.
but
Yes, everybody's got heathenised. More or less, More or
You said I've done this for 5 years.
no, I'm afraid I don't.
It's because it's there tonight. I'll find it.
I don't really.
Not to get right.
Yes, oh, thanks for coming.
You know, the prescription.
Oh yes,
Record of that as well.
right. So actually, I'll deliver mid-November.
He's a lot with school groups and they handle it. But I never let anyone out. But it also says a lot about how, it's got the keloid scar marks and you can see the things and it says a lot about ideas of beauty in particular in this particular culture and hairstyles. Lots of So feel free to handle any of it. It's all objects we picked up. Some of these things are 150 years old. Some of them right, this is...
Right. There's lots of handouts. To pick up.
And it comes from West.
If you don't pick it up, I'll push it in your hands.
Yes. Made in Berlin.
That's what I do.
About 100 or so years ago, because that's a big metalworking area, and then went to Africa and was used as currency. But we have one in the Olive Steadman Museum that says at the end of the 19th century, it was worth 1 penny, and you needed 100 of these to buy 1 penny.
Wow.
So that would be quite a heavy bag of.
Yes, I'll let
Sure, absolutely.
Thanks for coming, Mary. We're going to recite after. Oh, yes. We're going to recite afterwards.
Colonialisation, education.
Yes. I'll let you say yours. Yes.
But please do get in. Either in touch with me, and I will. If I'm not the right person, I'll put you in touch with you.
Aren't these gorgeous? Africa. These are from Africa. They're really marvellous. Book of Remembrance, if you need anything else. What I'm going to do is pick up one of these.
Is that Olive Steadman?
Olive.
Yeah, I worked with.
Good for him. Oh, Nimbira. Now this is a Kenyan version.
That actually is a South African.
So isn't it?
It is an Nimbira, yeah.
No.
They have a lot of. Is that Zienge?
Oh, you know it.
I do know Zienge, yeah. So no, he plays it in a way I could never dream of playing it. So,
When he plays it, it's so soothing. The music is so mellow. So he captures it.
but it's it's made from a gourd, actually.
Yeah.
So
I
I keep asking for my one.
Yeah, I mean we have a lot. They in the museum they tend to get called lamellophales, but which is I guess a European name for it. But Mbira is what I always call them now. Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, the same day, but paid across Africa and in Asia.
Right.
And in fact, yeah, all in all for that.
Actually, I'm doing workshops over half term for kids in the museums making the worry boards and teaching people how to play it. So very easy to make, actually. Make them out of cardboard and tissue paper and African material. That is a Zambian football.
2002.
I really like the story that goes with this. This was given to me by a guy whose daughter lives in Zambia, and he'd been out to visit before, and he'd seen boys playing with these footballs. And rather than going and saying, "Here's some money for your football," he went to Touchwood's before he went out there, and he bought 2 Touchwood footballs, and he took the footballs out there, and when he saw boys playing with these, he went and swapped the Touchwood football for one of these. A good trade for everyone. So, and I like, and it's got a kind of there's plastic bags and things, I think, but it's kind of losing its smell now. But it has a kind of dusty smell, which is the kind of the smell of a Zambian football pitch, I guess. So,
this is how inventive you are when you don't have all the luxuries.
Absolutely, and it does. It bounces quite well. Which is quite surprising actually. It's kind of the same principle as making a golf ball, really.
Yeah, plastic bags.
So that's Sarah.
Where is it? Yeah. Unfortunately, I suppose
This is a draft.
I know a lot of Jenny is a great teacher of those things, the curator of those things.
They're obviously from the side, down the sides, where the holes are.
Sorry?
Punched holes on the side.
Yeah, I don't know whether there would have been some other kind of structure. I don't know that much about East African masks, but certainly with West African masks, they're very rarely actually worn in front of the face. They were sometimes worn on top of the head, or almost like 3/4, and they have a kind of often a kind of basket work that goes over the head, and then the mask is sported on that. And whether actually that mask has been used in that kind of way at some point, I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of information in the mask.
The old times. See how people sort of like make use of materials that we throw away so willy-nilly here.
Absolutely.
Somebody's taken that. You can see where the nail's gone in.
Yeah.
Taken the tyre, cut it down, made a pair of sandals.
Yeah. I have a pair of boots that I bought in Spain that have car tyres, so obviously that happens all over the place. But it's when you have nothing, you can make something out of nothing. And we have sold these in our shop in the museum, which is where these go on. So we had a recycling exhibition a couple of years ago. I reckon that would be a pretty comfortable sandal, actually. Yeah, maybe not that one particularly.
works at the Woodstock. There's an exhibition.
Yeah, that's still January at the museum, at the National Museum.
Went till January.
January.
And I'm just trying to
Opportunity. And down at the big library, Central Library.
That's right.
I'm going to save your gallery. I'm going to save yours.
There's also on Saturday.
This is great. This is great. And you've got the lovely picture at the back.
The library. They had one last week at the Register. That again is researching your family. This is probably I would like to do that. Yes, becoming. Women are doing
It's going to see all the children.
There's change.
Yes, and it's the weather. No, I'm going Can you keep an eye on time doing this? It says at least the time on the page or leave. Video is half an hour. I will finish at 4:30.
Yeah, I'm putting together a list of to invite. Di said she wanted it, you know, she wanted it. Send out stuff. That's what I'm doing now.
Jill's got one accepted date for those.
Further reading.
You might want to ask her to have a look at these
Yeah, I know the
Sing song.
It is thick, you know, thick as well.
And then when yeah, because I know I was when we had the family, I was staying with my dad and his wife, and then we had room to get out which is the other thing I not for him, you know, when really we want something for everyone to for them, that's what it's that's what I'm saying, it's going to be a whole yes, I know,
I was excited about my message good. Turning people's perception. So it just turned into a business. Usually like that.
I'm going to test that properly.
But this is what I'm
No, I've not even. No, I left an umbrella on that stand at my meeting last night, and I'm just looking for them. And of course, it's penis.
It's a limited umbrella.
I'll look at my office tomorrow. And you want to put on yours, then you can. Yeah, that's what we used to have. I think that might be what I've got now.
Miss Olive.
I was telling her. I have to bring my friend out.
Yeah, you need to. Absolutely, you need to get up and see what's going on. Build up horse nickels, we call them in the Jamaica. Nickels. Horse nickels. African games, but African colours are not African.
And that's at Woodstock. That's at the Woodstock Museum right now. I think that's a good idea to video that actually, because the gown is at Woodstock Museum. So we've just got the picture. So you let me know when West Virginia is how many of us are here, and I'm sure we'll all need one. Say about 40? Because one
It's a sign of honour. And it's very heavy. This is a bit unusual. And that's for a director, especially made for a lady director. The original was just a copy. That's the one that made it to the delivery. Probably made in this country. Yes, traded in Africa, came from to manage the story.
oh yes, Junior's come earlier.
And it's basically a finale after
Yes. I'll have to see when I'm working. Listen, I need to bring this. I need to try and get it swapped with somebody if I am working. What is it, a Friday or Saturday night? Saturdays I'm usually working. But I've got quite a few leave. You need to book that. You know, I won't get the tickets until I make sure I go back to work with somebody. There's people to but I think I should persuade somebody to stop. No,
it's about the numbers.
if we don't get them enough, we will inform my friend. That's not long now to get the tickets, so wait till Monday.
There's plenty of space. How did you taste? Mango tasting. Yeah, but I'd rather the longer one than the tiny one that nicks your finger. You know what I mean? Yes. Thank you.
But I prefer the tamarind. Are these the sweet one or are they the sour?
I don't know.
So I don't like the sweet one.
Not tasted
It's not the
any.
same to me, but it's
They're full of tamarind, but they're full of vitamin B. Yeah, they're full of vitamin B. Tamarind, they're eating like
a bean.
Yeah, like the lady's eating. Look.
Do you want to try it?
Is that cooked?
It is cooked, yes. But it's rather... There's a... So you be careful when you put it in.
Now there's manga to taste, ladies and gentlemen. With the sticks.
Exactly my point. This is what I'm saying. That's great. Sweet tamarind. Oh, okay.
What's the tamarind?
I'm going there in December. No, thank goodness. I heard, yes.
Yeah, going down. Hello, how are you? Good. Program?
We're going in December. For 5 days. It's nice. It's going great. Like you said, once we got home, I really sorry.
You missed I know. You missed World Food Day. He said, what was that? Yesterday. He said, oh, I know something. I haven't got a copy of the program at home.
Pat, bring me that cat
Come back here. Put your young eyes in
Cat
here.
basket.
Yeah.
Throw a cat in it.
I didn't actually buy it for a cat. I bought it for these.
Oh, right. There's no cat for you. Okay, I'm just checking.
For the bread.
Thailand, yeah. Because ours are really sweet. Yeah, they are something trees.
Ranting through the lovely goods there.
Yes. I saw
Yes, do eat
You get what? Mango?
So Olive will be happy.
It's very, very good.
more Jamaican bread.
And
Thanks.
Drops.
thank you. Listen, we've got a feast today. Excuse me, where's the knife? I want to cut it.
I've got one of them at home.
Have you? So why did you bring it?
I don't know, I would have.
Can you,
My son got, you know,
video the bun and the bulla.
Oh,
the bull.
Yeah, the bun and the bulla.
it's the bulla. This is the bulla.
Julia and I went to Brixton Market. The reason we went is because there'll be more than in Oxford Market or the Asian shops. So this is kalaluk, which is a vegetable, easily cooked like spinach. Aki grows in a big tree and it looks yellow like scrambled eggs. The Jamaican bread, very sustainable. If you eat a slice of it, you eat it till tea time. The bun, beautiful and sweet, very nice. Bulla, again, very nice to eat. It's a sort of cakey mixture. Is bulla. This is like a typical Jamaican pear. Avocado we call it. Nice, big, beautiful, because you see all the little ones in the shop with a thick skin. Ladies' fingers okra, very good for digestion. You just boil them till they're tender and they slip down your throat. Nice. Drops made from coconut boiled with sugar. And sorrel. This makes a drink, a nice drink, which is full of vitamin A, B, and C. And it's a favorite drink. I can't remember if you can get in the bottle, but you can make it at home by boiling it and just drinking it straight. And then palm oil. I think, from Nigeria. Makes a lovely color to your dish. Lovely sort of a yellowy red, and sarsaparilla. Now sarsaparilla is good for the blood. It's a blood cleanser. But I mean, it's a very healthy drink.
Yes.
Now we move over to the basket, or to this one. What did we call? Where's the box? Tamarind. Junie has to remind me because I've forgotten the names of them. It's a fruit, you just pop it open and eat. Now when you come to this one, oh dear, this has had a bit of an accident. Can you do it flat or do you want it tilted? It's okay. This has probably had something heavy on it. That's we make a drink or you eat it. Soursop. It's called soursop. Sweet sop. I'm not very familiar with, but it must, because, there you are, custard apple. See, I'm learning today. Guava, you've seen guava in the big shops. No, this is June plum, and this is guava. Guava June plum. This is the fruit, and then the mango. Now this massive mango, I was lucky to get, and I wanted to show it off. It's ready to eat, it's all green, and it's from Israel, but look how big it is. I couldn't resist it. We've got some in Jamaica like that. Yes, and then the pineapple, everybody knows. But we had to go to Brixton Market to get the things that are not readily in the shop. The guinea, and there's other things that, we can't find the guinea. Right, the guinea is special because we hardly see the guinea. We hardly see the guinea in the shops. So we had to go to Brixton. And all you do is pop it in your mouth, bite it. It's got a big pip. Now, children and small children have to be careful. It's got a big pip and it's a bit slithery. And when I was small, my parents used to be over me while I'm trying to suck it because they say it could slip down your throat. So this is one that you have to eat with the family if you're going to try the children out. It's called the guinea. And which is that the lot then? Yes. We couldn't get a few other things like the jackfruit. We couldn't get the jackfruit. See, out of season. So we did try, and the experience was good because it was my first time in Brixton Market, and it was fabulous. Lots of people on the Saturday bustling and hustling, you know. Yeah, it was all right. So we go around the front. There's more around the front. This is a green plantain, which is boiled. This is a ripe plantain, and it does go like this when it's ripe. It tends to go black and ugly, but it's ripe, and you fry that. Now, chocho. Junie, you'll have to come and help me with the names. I'm not going to remember all the names. Chocho. Is that chocho?
Sorry.
It's a vegetable. This is the dasheen.
Yes.
And I've got handouts here about the dasheen. It is easily digestible. And when you cook it, you peel it like ordinary potato, boil it, it goes yellow. I mean, it goes grey. It goes grey. And then we've got the lovely sweet potato. A lot of people like the sweet potato. Yes. Then we've got the saltfish. and it's salted fish. What happened is, in times past, they used to cure the fish by salting it. But when you want to prepare it, you must boil it so the salt disappears, because it's really got high concentration of salt. Yes. And the dish is called fish and ackee, the two together. It's like Yorkshire pudding and roast beef. That's how we use that. Now we've got the cocoa. Yes, the cocoa. CO. Again, that's a tuber grows. You just peel it, and it's sort of pinkish in colour. Very nice indeed. Then we've got the yam. This is a white yam. When you peel it, it is white. And I think it's very popular in Europe. Then we've got the yellow yam. It's my favorite, and a lot of people's favorite, but it's more expensive than the white yam. We've got ginger. Yes, ginger tea. You can make with it or cook with it. A lot of people cook with that. And all these grain. What is this? Sweet yam with. I'm not familiar with it, but it does have a different skin texture, doesn't it? It's got a different skin texture to the others. Then we've got cassava. Now the cassava, I know, comes from Africa, brought over, by the slave trade. And this is what makes the bami. Where's the bami? Here's the bami. When you prepare it into flour, then you make it into the bami. So the bami is made from cassava, that one, and it's a favorite. It's like a bread. You would eat it like a bread, And then this is pepper, very hot pepper, which I can't tolerate, hot pepper. That's also grown in Jamaica. And what is this then, Junie? Edo and cocoa. And they eat, you see the texture skin? It's got hairs on the skin. And that's got less hair than that one. And they're called tubers. They grow in the soil. And you peel them and cook them till they're tender, like ordinary potato. So this is a learning process for me, because I left Jamaica at 13 and forgotten some of the names. So I have to call on Junie to, get these names. So there we are, but it is...
It's a reconnecting sort of process.
Yes, reconnecting, and indeed this is why I feel so strong to support, the Black History celebration, because we all learn, and they're healthy food for all of us, actually. So, that's the exhibition.
But Jamaica is abundant here, isn't it?
Oh yes.
Really abundant in some veg.
Yes, we have spinach, we have callaloo, which is another vegetable. You'll find out my grandmother lived to be, my Scottish grandmother, lived to be 92, without a health service, working on the land, growing this food, and indeed lived to be 92. So it's healthy food. And we were unable to get sugarcane, which we thought would be in London, but there's no sugarcane. And jackfruit is another one, a very big fruit, but they're out of season. So, we've come away just with this collection. But it's amazing how children love it, that natural sugar. Just chew it. It's good for cleaning the teeth as you're eating, because the trash that we call it, yes. sort of roughish, you know. Frank will start off and I will translate.
No, patois is a language that was composed out of necessity. Its core language is English, and it was composed in a manner to baffle the planters. And they would hear the Negroes conversing and think, God, the niggers are happy today. But they were really sending messages out. And the intriguing thing about patois is that I come from Guyana, at one end of the Caribbean, and I can go to the Bahamas or Bermuda, and I can speak to people in patois, and they would understand it. You may find difficulty in going to Kedlington and get some. So, one of the reasons why we came here was because we were convinced that this is the mother country. And when I left college, there were posters of Lord Kitchener with his finger pointing out. Wherever you go, it was on display prominently. And it said, do you want to help the war cause? England needs you. Do you want to serve England, your mother country? At this moment, England is in dire trouble, so England needs you. And now I'm going to go a more holy language in this. We are come, mother, we are come.
We are coming, mother.
We are none stranger, we are come.
We are not strangers, we're coming.
Them tell we say you're in danger.
We're told you are in danger.
Mother, we tell you we are come.
Mother, we say we are coming.
Them say that bomb, them fall down.
They say that bombs fell down.
And left big hole in the ground.
And left big holes in the ground.
And all through the bombing.
And all through the bombing.
Plenty houses did come down.
Many houses came down.
But when we answer your pleading.
But when we answered your appeal.
You not care how we live or we die.
You cared not how we lived or died.
All them things we was reading.
All the things we read about you.
Them turned out to be one big lie.
Turned out to be grossly untrue.
We father did come before we.
Our fathers came before us.
Them come and them fight in your war.
They came and fought in your wars.
Them broke up them ras in the fighting.
They broke their arses fighting.
Their minds and them souls did scar.
Their minds and souls were scarred.
No, I'm my own for it. When Zen was asked, what's your country? We find it hard to reply. If we say this is our country, they say we're telling a lie. So we carried our cross, our burden, how often our hopes would die. Where is the end of our journey, searching for your reasons to lie? There's a poem we learned, we remember. We held it dear to our hearts. We cite it from January to December. It still lingers in our thoughts. Children of the Empire, your brothers all. Children of the Empire, answer to your call. Let your voices mingle, lift your hearts and sing. God save dear old Britain, and God save Britain's King. We took a long journey.
We took a long journey.
Across the stormy sea.
Across the stormy sea.
We come because you call we.
We came because you called us.
To share your misery.
To share in your misery.
But now we old and we feeble.
Now that we are old and feeble.
When the water come from we eye.
When tears fill our eyes.
We just remember the call you give me.
We remember your call.
And we ponder your reasons to lie.
We ponder your reasons to lie. Thank you very much, Frank. That's really good. Now I've got my last poem, and it's called Cultivators in Jamaica. I wrote this as a student at Ruskin College, in 1995 purely to remember the names of the produces because I was forgetting them. So, cultivators in Jamaica. Scarf covering their heads, shading from the fierce heat of the sun. Men and women working hard. Growing food crops for everyone. Perspiration running down. Hard work is needed to grow food to nourish the body. Cultivators do not frown. Food required will need to be in plenty supply. Maize, sweet potato, banana, badu, plantain, dasheen, turnip, ginger, peanut, cocoa, taya, sugarcane, carrot, cassava and guinea. Cashew and mango. Grapefruit, yam and pimento, and more citrus fruits. Science has been very useful in the survival of mankind. To be healthy means to be careful. Read published research on food. That is important for healthy body and mind. In the search for progress in maintaining good health, learning from our forefathers will not necessarily require wealth, but to practice good health matters. Future generations learning about food cultivation will be pleased with our hand-me-down achievements. As they grow in admiration, we can appreciate their comments. Thank you very much. And so I've read and you've noticed all the food there. So we'll now watch the video. Now this video was like important to today because I started living in Oxford in 1970, so I didn't know many of the early immigrant residents. And this came to me with Gary helping me by, as it were, producing this video. Now, I've told that we have to...
My family here, Charles, cousin. And then I wrote to him, because when he was at home, I usually worked for him. And when I was home, I wrote him and asked him if he would receive me here. And he says, yes. But the reason for it, my husband didn't have any family. I had 2 cousins here. And he says, yes. And that's the reason why I came.
Traveling in Heskina was an Italian first to England. When I reached England, Southampton, we landed at Southampton, and we checked out. There was a lot of us, Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, named all over the country.
My journey to England, I leave Jamaica on the 3rd, reach England on the 4th of March, 1966. And I am the only black who was on the plane, and I had to go to medical tests.
Well, what made me decide to come here?
So you think you return, why shouldn't I return? I'm older than you, Bob.
Can you rewind it for me, please? Well, thank you very much for the stay. For those who came late, I expected you to come late, but come as you can. So thanks for coming, and I'm sure you enjoyed the day. I certainly have. And now you can view, you've come late, but you can have a, because we're here till 4:30. Thanks again for coming. Thank you, Gary. And if you're able to do another viewing for the latecomers, that would be nice. Yes, well, thank you for coming out. And I see this is Tony. Tony, come and meet this young man who's new in Lincoln Law.
Look forward and sideways as well. Look even deeper into the bowels of hell. Condition your being, move onwards and live. Judge not in anger, forget and forgive. Vengeance is mine, I will repay, said the Lord. Take heed of his intent, hearken his word. Divest ye your anger for as long as you live. Have faith in your future, forget and forgive. If of an offender a friend you should make, you could be forgiven, give more than you take. Live by the notion that foes could convert. Cherish the friendship, enhancing your worth. Now both can be happy. You've crossed o'er the bar that held you divided, that kept you afar. You're out of the turmoil from hate and from harm. Your being is placid, eternal and calm. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. And that ended our afternoon. I hope everybody had a wonderful time, because I certainly did.